Hello there, how are you doing? Hope you're doing wonderful today, and welcome back to Enchanted Hollows Season 3. Episode 12, I think. I think we're on episode 12. And today's episode is going to be a relatively big one. It's not going to be big in the sense of doing that kind of progress, but it's going to be pretty big. I'm going to do a lot of things in today's episode, and it's going to involve this here shulker box to begin with. Because the first thing we're going to do today is we're actually just going to straight away get into planning out the wall. I'm planning out where the wall is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to do it out of Deep Slate to begin with, because Deep Slate is quite bright as a colour, and I kind of want to have the wall get brighter as it goes up. What we want to do is we want to start with, where are they? Deep Slate bricks. Okay, so immediately we're just going to get sort of a rough shape down for one of the towers. So this here is going to be just a relatively simple tower. Is that looks a bit large, if I'm being honest. That feels a bit big. We're going to tone that down a little bit, I think. How's that? Is that a bit better? Oh, I don't know. Still feels a little big. Do I want to do it too wide? I don't think I do, because too... Ooh. I want to have the wall kind of like this, going out. Not in this direction, though. I think this should be fine. We'll have that to be kind of like a walkway, so that people can get around the castle wall. This is going to be one of the watchtower kind of things. Then we'll have the gate. We'll use just some Deep Slate to represent the gate. We'll have the gate coming across. 2, 3, 4. Wait. Is Deep Slate directional? Like if I put there and then... Wait. What? Why am I just learning that Deep Slate is directional? It kind of looks like a Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wide enough. How wide is this path? Path is 3 wide. So I think having the gate be 5 is fine, because that leaves 1 bit either side. Then we can get rid of this bit, and this would be kind of like the approach towards the actual keep. What we'll do is we'll bring the path up this way a little bit, and I think kind of fade in the birch that we're using for the pathway up here. So let's go grab some birch quickly, and then all we have to do is fade in the birch slabs, bring them up to sort of this bit kind of area for now, and then grab a little bit of stone, which I know we have stone left because we took up an entire mountain, so we obviously have stone left. And that's kind of the design we're going to have for the path in this area. So we're going to then bring this path along a little bit. Yeah, be when we start to wind it upwards. Oh. And whilst I'm just placing this in, I'm going to explain a little bit about how I want to do this episode. We're doing a lot of little things. So the idea is I'm just going to let my brain work. This is just going to be a working episode. And we're just going to see what we get done in today's episode. I'm envisioning it being relatively productive. I don't know for certain about this stone around the outside of the path. It does feel a little bit out of place. It could be worth us revisiting. Oh, hello. Oh, you're adorable. It could be worth us revisiting the path design for this area, but don't know yet. Because this bit here is going to have a path going that way, I think. And then maybe we'll have a path going that way as well. There's going to be a lot of paths going along in this area. So probably a good idea for us to plan with that in mind. How is this looking so far? It still looks like a Pokemon. Notably not what we're after. So that's the path at the moment. This feels very bumpy. I think maybe we extend this out one more. That should make that feel less bumpy. Yeah. But okay, we have planned how the path is going to go. Not what I said I was going to plan, but I've given myself the grace period of this is just a let my brain do whatever it needs to do episode. Time to build walls. That's already a stack of deep slate bricks used, but that honestly looks like a pretty good gap between those. And then we can add some decorations to the wall and stuff. Obviously, it's not just going to be a flat deep slate brick wall. We're going to do some decorating. Okay, how is this starting to look from way up here? Okay, it's starting to have shape. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a platform. Okay, it's starting to take a shape. I want to bring that one this way and then start winding it inwards, I think. As for that one, I think I want to bring it maybe a little bit closer to the shoreline, actually, and have it really on the edge of the shoreline. Actually, we could do like a military. That could be where we do the dock that we were talking about doing. Because we could do the dock that area and do like a series of buildings around the dock to fit the dock in. Yeah, I think I like that idea. So we're going to do the dock in that area so we can continue this circling around. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see what we're going to be doing as this bit. So I'm going to plod along. I'm not going to time-lapse this because it's going to take absolutely ages. I'm going to plod along and I'll see you guys once a decent amount of progress has been made. Right, so I'm back and that took about 4 hours roughly because I kept making mistake after mistake. But we finally got it done. And there's a few things that I need to talk about. So thing number one is we've actually added a gate down in that section there. There's a little gap between those two towers that we're going to have a gate. Down there, we actually have those walls, as you can see, are floating over the water. That's because we're going to bring the terrain out to meet those walls. And then we'll sort the terrain out on the outside after. And also, that tower there is a little bit closer to that tower. And the reason for that is because I'm thinking of having that be where the sewage outlet is. So that's going to be where sort of all the sewage is going to go out. And I thought it made sense to have an extra watchtower near where the sewage outlet is going to be. So, yeah. Lots of terraining work to do. Lots of sort of sorting out all of this area. We are going to have a little bit down there. That's actually going to be lower. So all of the walls are going to sit at Y level 69. Except for down in that little bit there, which is going to be a little bit lower. And the reason for that is because we're going to have an undercity or an underdark or whatever you want to call it. That's actually going to be underneath the city, and that's going to be good fun. But in order for us to continue, we need to go and get more deep slate. This is the last of the deep slate brick we've got, and it's not enough. So we need to go and get more deep slate, which shouldn't be too bad. So let's take a little fly on back down to the farmhouse in order to collect more rockets. And then we're going to head back to the industrial district. I'm going to go mining. I'm going to get some deep slate. There we are. I haven't been here in a while, as you might be able to see by the fact that this stuff isn't grown. We've not been here in quite some time because I've just not had a reason to. I've been so focused on the main base that this area has kind of gone a bit neglected. But we're back here now. In order to head over here to the mine. Now, I don't know if I've shown this on video before. We're quite far into this season, actually, where the season's been going for a good couple of months at this point. And on top of that, apparently I deforested all of this at some point. But on top of the fact that this has been going on for a while this season already, we've actually done 12 episodes. It's just wild. 12 episodes of one Enchanted Hollows season is crazy. Ah, here we are. The place where I do all of my mining. If you can't tell. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect a little bit of deep slate. And by a little bit, I mean a lot bit. We're going to fill this shulker box with deep slate. This is going to take a while. And I'll see you guys once we have a nice full shulker box. I'm back. And as you can see, we have a nice full shulker box. And then some as well. We also found some diamonds, but I'm not going to mine them. But they can stay there. Because I like the idea of having all of the ores exposed. But now it's time for us to get out of here. I ran straight past to get out of here, but here it is. No, not the deep slate. The cobbled deep slate. I'm off on an adventure. So there was supposed to be a little section between what you just saw and what you're about to see. But OBS crashed midway through recording it. And apparently it didn't keep any of that footage. It wasn't anything important. It was just me explaining that we got a full shulker box. And then me going and turning said full shulker box into the new deep slate bricks. And now we have a shulker box that is mostly filled with deep slate bricks. I've left a little bit of deep slate, but I'm not 100% certain if I plan on using it. And now what I want to do is I want to build this tower and maybe the wall. Because I kind of just want to get some of the towers not done, but I want to get at least 2 of the towers close to being done. How did I do that? That way, I'm able to get a rough gauge for how everything here is going to work. I think I want it to be 20 blocks tall. So we're going to go up 20 blocks, see how that looks. If that looks fine, then we'll stick with it. If it doesn't look fine, we'll, I guess, make a different plan? How big we want it? How big have we got? I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up so far. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Duck boy can count to 20. Okay, let's get... Ow. Let's get this tower up to that level. We'll just see. And don't worry, I plan on adding some level of detail to this. It's not just going to be, oh, a giant deep slate brick wall. We're going to have windows. I'm going to add a little bit of damage here and there. And the original plan was I was going to break up this and have it get brighter as you go up, but I don't think I'm going to stick with that. I actually think having it be made out of one consistent color in this case would look better. But then we'll vary it with texture instead. So we're going to add a little bit of deep slate. We'll add maybe a little bit of cracked deep slate. That could be a good thing. Just to show that it is a structure and it has been damaged and weathered. But as with any Minecraft builder, you gotta start somewhere. And I always find that starting with a blank canvas is the easiest way to do things. There we are. So that's tower number 1. Complete, in air quotes. Now what we need to do is we need to go and make a few deep slate brick stairs. You are now stairs. The reason I've done some stairs is because we're going to have that as a design going around the towers. I need to go get some birch. One moment. I want to actually put the birch in. Make landing up here a little bit easier. Really about to use an entire... Oh, Jesus. An entire stack of... I am so bad at this. Of slabs. It used exactly a stack. Admittedly, part of that is just because I don't know how to place things, apparently. You know what? I don't hate it. I think it looks a bit sparse in terms of these things, because this would be like the cover. And maybe it could be a good idea to... I don't know. But it doesn't look bad. I like it. Ow. Apparently I like smashing my face against walls too. Okay, so that is tower number 1 done. In terms of the structure of the tower. We're going to work on it, of course, and we are going to get more decorations involved, like windows and stuff. But for now, I'm happy with that. Next step, this tower. I want to get this tower to also be 20 tall. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20. Surely I can't mess this up. Yeah. Show me. Okay. So once I spin around, this tower will be done. Oh. Ah, look. There we are. It did it. There's now 2 towers there. Oh. Whee! If we take a little land here, obviously ignore the birch, but look at that. We have got 2 watchtowers now. I want to get the gate in, so I'm going to get the gate there. And then probably going to call it there for this episode, actually. We've done quite a lot of work in today's episode. And I also do want to get an episode of this out this week. So, what I'm thinking is, the watchtowers are 20 blocks tall. So if we do the towers at 15 blocks tall, that should lead to a relatively even-looking wall-to-tower ratio. So, wait, actually, 10 might be a shout, you know? Because that's like exactly halfway. That might be the best wall. Hey, ooh. You know what, yeah. I think that's the wall height. So let's go to bed. And then in the morning, we'll create the gate. Hello, Mr. Gate. Or what will soon be a gate. And I think a gate is relatively simple. It's just start off like that kind of thing. You get some moss. So I can actually get up here and bring it like that. And then just connect it up. I think that's a relatively good. I've got that so wrong. It's actually unreal. How does one go about getting it that poorly? Okay, let's see. How does that look? You know what? Good start, right? Oh, I want that staircase back. Ow! I'm just going to embed my face on everything. Go over here, grab some of that. And I actually want to use a little bit of this pale oak. Because I think... Ow. It would tie in nicely with the forest. Woods. I think calling it a forest is a strong word. Good spot to have a little walkway. Since, you know, people are going to have to walk through it. By people, I mean soldiers. Bring this up like this, and it doesn't actually matter too much that it's not connected. I think to get, yeah, that's a pretty good height. You know what? I think I'll just do that kind of thing. That kind of looks like a closing gate. Kinda. Yeah, there we are. That's a nice little gate. And that would be the gate. And then if we just... I've gone to the wrong tower. I've gone to the wrong tower. Way. Then all we need to do is boop and boop. Do the same on this side. Doosh. Skadoosh. Skadoosh. Can I reach? No, I cannot. I'm too short. But boy is short. Confirmed. And there we have it. So if we come out of here just a little bit and we turn around, boom! The beginning of our castle. We've actually started making some progress. Oh, I am very happy with how this is going along so far. Oh, so much work to do though. So I think, last thing for this episode is I'm just going to do this wall, or as much of this wall as I can, with limited resources we have at our disposal. And you know what? That's all the progress I was able to make. As you can see, we are completely out of deep slate, so can't make any more progress on the castle walls today in today's episode. But if we head on up here, it's going to cost 2. Can I land this first time? Yes, I can. Ah, it's a start, and I'm so happy with this start. And I'm so happy with this outline, and this base is going to be so good. I'm so excited. But that is going to be it for today's episode, guys. I do hope you guys have enjoyed. I certainly have. It's been a lot of fun. I know this episode has been a little bit different in terms of the pace and in terms of what we've got done, but I thought it would be a good idea to try and do something a little bit different with this series for today's episode, because I just don't have time to sit down and do the length of work that we did, like, for example, down there where I spent ages on a forest, or over there where we built an entire hill and did all of the farm work and all that. I just don't have time to do that kind of thing in a singular episode anymore. Hopefully, I will be able to get back to doing that kind of content soon, but for a little bit, we're just going to do episodes like this, where I just do a little bit of work, do a lot bit of work in this case, but do some work and then show you guys it. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please do consider hitting the like button, hit subscribe, all that crazy jazz. A massive shout out to the Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for your support. You guys are incredible. If you would like to have a little look at the Patreon, please feel free to hop down into the description below. There will be the link alongside the Discord and the donations link. Once again, a massive thank you. You guys have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll see you all in the next one. A good